Okay, so for today's ink tumbler, we are going to work on this 30-ounce curve. We're going to do the bottom half water, and then the top half is just going to be white for now. That's my goal anyways. So to make the white, I'm going to use my Let's Resin Alcohol Ink Sinker White, and if you saw me use this in the rainbow black base cup, it failed. I opened the second bottle and shook it up really well and got a much different pigmentation. So I'm thinking that the other bottle of this maybe was not correct to begin with. This one is much more pigmented and thicker. So I did transfer some to the small bottle. But this is like, you can actually see that it's white, whereas the other one was not at all white. So that said, we are going to do another swirl on a black base this week to further test it, because that's what white ink mixed in resin should do, is give a somewhat opaque white appearance. So, but to thicken it up a little bit, I am going to use, and I know this is hard to see, but this is my white opaque Illuminate dye, because this is a little translucent and I want it more opaque. So I like to mix just a couple drops of this in here as well. That's how I generally make my white for waves, clouds, anything like that. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of shimmer in the form of a mica in it, but in this case I'm not going to do that because this is for a guy. So I'm going to just do clear from about the curve down, and I have more mixed up than I need. So I'm going to let that spin a minute while I do the top. And some of this white is going to travel down most likely. So what I have for my inks are, I have the Let's Resin Cerulean Blue. I have the Unicone Art. This was the Aquamarine, I believe. Yep, the Aqua. And then I have Pinata Baja Blue. So those are the three colors I chose to go with. If I decide I need another darker one, I'll grab the cobalt from one of them, because they all have a cobalt. But this is the one I'm going to start at the top of the curve, kind of where that white overlaps. And I do have a void spot there. And a rogue glitter. How fun. This is the Aqua from Unicone. And last, the Baja. I do need some more drip over the edge. Maybe one more drip of this color. Okay. So I'm gonna grab my heat gun. Which I did not plug in, sorry. And I'm just going to put a little bit of heat to this. I thought about just using my torch, but because it's fresh inks, I don't want to start the cup on fire, which you've seen me do before. Okay, so I do think I'm going to, I need to move this because I can't tilt on top of that. I do think I'm going to grab one of the cobalts. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Unicone because it's closest. I'm going to add a couple drips of that. This is that spot that I'm missing ink, or missing epoxy, so I'm just going to dip my finger in my glove. I'm going to wrap my finger in the glove that I already had and just add some ink there, or geez, epoxy. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the white and just give it a tiny lines. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just torch it at this point. The alcohol should have burned off. I'm just going to hit it in quick bursts. And I am actually going to add a little bit more of the Alumilite white to what's left in this cup to thicken it up even more. Okay. I'm going to come back with the torch and just quick burst. Okay, so I am going to reverse the direction of this. Maybe. Hopefully I actually reversed that. Sometimes I can't remember. And I did heat that quite a bit, so I am going to have some drip off because I did start with a lot. That's going to be perfectly fine. I am going to torch the top just for bubbles and to even it out. Breaking that white up a little bit more again. So, I'm actually really happy with the way this looks, so I'm just going to let it dry as is. And we'll be back when I am ready to decal it. Okay, we are ready to get this one finished. I have a text decal cut that says "On Lake Time" that I'm going to put on this side. I just cut this on black permanent vinyl. I'm pretty sure the one I used, in fact, I know the one I used is HTV Runt because it's got that kind of clear backer. It's just what I had handy because I only needed a small piece. So I'm going to get this on. And I absolutely love the way the base of this cup came out. I'll bring it up in a second and give you a close look before we do the other decal. So there's that. But I love the lacing that we got through this white and the swirl and the color variation in the blues. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to roughly find my center and flip it over. And on this side, I am just going to put a little baby bass fish decal jumping out of the water. I printed this on my clear HIIPOO brand, HIIPOO Waterslide. So I printed it, I spray sealed it 3 times with Rust-Oleum clear. I used gloss in this case because it's what my store's been having. So, and I'm just going to get my cup a little bit damp where the water slide is going to go. This water's a little bit chilly, so it's going to take a second. It's just a bottle of water I keep in here for when I'm doing a smaller water slide. So, all right, this should be ready. And I'm going to actually slide it on correctly. So I don't know where my little silicone squeegee tool is. It's somewhere on this table. So I'm just going to go ahead and blot it with the paper towel. Because it's so small, it'll be fine. And this image, I'm not sure where I got, so I can't tell you that. Sorry. So I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to let the water slide dry thoroughly. This one's small, it won't take that long. And then we will get it over and get it under epoxy, and it should only take 1 coat at this point, maybe 2. But I'm just going to show you 1. And hopefully my guy can bring it to the lake next weekend and this can be his lake cup. Okay, epoxy time. So here we go. Okay, so this will probably get 1 more clear coat at some point when my turners aren't full, but essentially it is good. I'm going to keep an eye on it for bubbles for a little bit here, and I'm going to bring you up and let you see. There's my bass. I love it, and jumping out of the water. And the On Lake Time decal. And once again, the really cool water effects. So that was it. Relatively simple. This cup shape lends itself really nice to this, the 30-ounce curve. So I am quite pleased with this one, and I will see you in the next video.